You've got your food stockpile, weeks, maybe months of MREs and freeze-dried meals. Thousands of dollars taking up your entire basement, and at the end of the day, that stuff is heavy, it requires water, and it'll eventually spoil. But what if I told you that everything you need for a full day of high energy, high survival activities is packed right in this bar? No cooking, no water, and this thing will outlast all those cans on your shelves by decades. This is Pemmican. It's the ultimate survival ration. It's been the energy source for frontier explorers and warriors for centuries, and we're gonna make it today from just 2 simple ingredients. But quick note, there's one step in this process that you absolutely do not want to mess up, or this entire experiment will spoil within a week. I'm Shane from Modern Warrior Project, and we're going to show you exactly how to make this amazing survival food, so let's get at it. The foundation of pemmican is protein, and for us that's beef liver and some deer meat, using about a 1-to-4 ratio. Now, as I said in the intro, water is the enemy here. Anything over about 3% moisture is going to invite bacteria and spoil this whole project. So the goal here is bone dry. We're slicing this meat very thin, and then I'm talking paper thin, and we're gonna get it ready and get rid of every single piece of visible fat. Once it's sliced, we're gonna put it into the dehydrator, dry it up until it snaps like glass. When you think it's done, let it go a little bit longer. See this? It's brittle. I mean, it should snap just like glass. If there's any bend, it's not done. It still has too much moisture, and that's going to cause bacteria. Now, quick note, pemmican isn't chunky, jerky, glued together with grease. It has to be a fine powder. This is crucial because when we mix the fat in, we need the fat to completely coat and seal every single particle of protein. If you have big chunks, you leave air pockets, and those air pockets are what allow oxidation and spoilage. So let's go ahead and grind this down into a fine cotton-like powder. This is the perfect foundation. We've got the meat foundation now. Now for the most important part of the process, the caloric engine, the fat. This is where most people compromise their pemmican and turn a 50-year ration into a 6-week mistake. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the fat. This is where the magic happens, and I've got Will and Adrian here to help me knock this out.
It's gonna be nice to finally make something that doesn't require refrigeration for survival food.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I bet you this is gonna be way better than those energy bars.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No? Never mind that.
Have you ever had pemmican, Adrian?
No.
It's terrible.
All right, so pemmican is defined by its fat, its tallow. We're talking, generally you want beef or deer tallow, and it really is defined, and this makes or breaks the pemmican. Will, just so you know, Will has had experience in actually making pemmican a number of times. I'm not, this is my first. It's Adrian's first as well?
Yes, that's my first.
So, but one of the big challenges with pemmican, or it's not so much a big challenge, but it's one of the harder parts of the process and why it's taking me so long to get around to it, is rendering out tallow. If you do use like from scratch and you render out your own fat into tallow, you want to go ahead and heat it up, melt it down, and then you're gonna run it through a straining process, and it's quite a process to get all those impurities out. In our case here, we have some pre-bought, already rendered out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh this out and weigh this out, and we're going to melt this down. So let's go ahead and move to it. Okay, so one of the things that is really important to cover, and a critical thing you do not wanna mess up, is the ratio here. So just so you know, in general, you can go a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning, you know, for every 1 ounce of fat, you have 1 ounce of your beef powder, or you can increase that up to as much as 2-to-1. The benefit, and I'm gonna probably go with about a 1.5 today. The benefit of increasing your fat is that this is where your calories are, right? I mean, I think it's 120 calories for a tablespoon of this versus much, much less. 3.5 ounces of deer meat is around 150 calories on the high end. So significant increase in your caloric value. And when we're talking about survival food, that's what we want. We want as much calories as we can get, but we're still gonna get a little protein. Another thing that I'll go ahead and mention here is you can also add other ingredients. It's very important that those ingredients are dry, completely moisture free and pulverized just like this, but some common ones are nuts and fruits. The reason I'm not doing that here is we're going for straight survival purposes. That can make it taste a little better. It's not gonna be a delicious dessert, but it also diminishes your shelf life. So you're gonna take something that has, you know, multi-decade shelf life when we're done with this, and you're bringing it down into a year, 2 years, or whatever it might be by adding those other things. The one thing we will add to this that's not here is salt. Give a little salt in there. It's not going to hurt the shelf life, and it does help with the flavor some. Now we're taking this pre-made tallow, cutting it into chunks and melting it down slowly in this pan. It needs to be liquid, but not boiling hot. It just has to be warm enough to flow. This is a zero compromise step. We need this fat to be perfectly clear and golden.
So that's the color we're going for right there, that gold clear hue to it. Most importantly, no solids. Now we're ready to get our meat added to it and get that perfect ratio going.
There has to be a lot of fat. We can make some candles once we get done.
Yeah, nothing like a beef candle.
Yes. All right, so is it okay if I pour like half of it and then just keep on top?
I don't think it matters, just mix it in. As long as it all gets in there. It's definitely dust, you see that?
All right.
That's gonna taste delicious.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
That's the whole thing though, with survival food, it's survival food.
Okay. That looks very well mixed there. So we put this whole thing in there, huh?
Yep.
That's a lot of fat.
Yeah, so we went about, what was it, 1.5 ratio?
1.5 to 1.
Yeah. So 2 to 1 would be almost like a liquid at this point, I guess it seems
2 to
like.
1 is going to be liquid. 1 to 1, it's almost like you're making meat brownies.
Yummy.
Oh yeah, this is very liquidy.
All right, so we're basically just gonna stir that up. It's all mixed up pretty good, huh?
Yep.
Why'd you put the gloves on if you weren't gonna use your hands to mix it in?
Use your hands.
Okay, so we're back. Actually, this is the second time back, as you'll see on the video. So, few learning points and good lessons to pass on to you. First one, both times, because I just don't have it, it would pay to use parchment paper or some other type of a thing in whatever container you decide to set the pemmican in. A big learning point here that we learned. So originally, as you see on the video, we set it in these muffin pans. And then when it cooled down, we used a freezer to cool it down. It separated. The oil was at the top, all the meat was at the bottom. You can still eat it, still gonna preserve it, but then also when I tried to get it out, it just broke and crumbled, and that's not a good way for me to seal it up. So I partially melted that back down, poured it into this, and stirred it, and as you can see here, we have a good, solid, well-mixed piece of pemmican. And what it was is because if you do this, as it's setting over time, I would recommend going in and mushing it back up and stirring it, and that keeps that meat dispersed in the fat as it solidifies. Otherwise, the meat's gonna settle. But once it starts to solidify, it'll trap that meat and it'll be all in there. Another thing too that I don't know if I put it in the real video or the one that I just cut out, salt. I forgot to add salt, so I put a good bit of salt in here to give it some flavor. Are we gonna try it again?
I'll try it again.
All right, so this is actually a little different consistency now, so we'll try it now that it's mixed up better. Anything to add before you? So if you're familiar with keto, this would be like the perfect keto food. That salt helps a lot.
Yeah.
Still tastes like a greasy, fat, partially meat flavored ball.
Yeah.
Like a slimy, fat flavored ball, but yeah, I guess it is. But the salt definitely helps, and mixing that meat up I think helps too. You don't get a solid bite of one or the other. So that's it. Pemmican, one of the oldest survival foods out there. Relatively cheap and really relatively easy to make. What we're gonna do here, this is not a vacuum sealing video, but I'm gonna vacuum seal these up into some individual packets, throw them into some bug out bags and other areas just for food storage. That's it for this. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, follow, and share your comments or any of your knowledge and experience in the comments as well. Until next time.